Hello children, today we are going to read about the story The Hack Driver, written by Harry Lewis. But before we start the chapter, let's know something about the author. Harry Lewis was an American novelist, short story writer and playwright. He is the first American writer to receive the Nobel Prize in Literature. The narrator gives his introduction that after completing his graduation with honors, he got selected for a job of junior assistant clerk in a very famous law firm. But instead of preparing legal papers like a lawyer, he had to deliver the court orders to various people whom he had referred to as his victims. He said so because in many of the cases, he had to face very awkward situations where he was beaten up by them. They did so in order to avoid court orders, as they had to then comply with them. So the narrator says that he hated his job. He hated it to the extent that he sometimes thought of running away to his hometown where he could work as a real lawyer and not as a mere clerk. One day, the narrator was very happy to know that he had to visit a place which was 40 miles away from the place where he lived. He says that the town which he had to visit was New Mullion. He had to visit this place in order to serve summons to a man named Oliver Lutkins. Oliver Lutkins was a witness or observer in some case, and the firm needed him for that case, but he had constantly been neglecting the letters sent by the law firm. When the narrator reached New Mullion, his excitement about visiting a village was washed off. It happened so because the village was not as per his expectations. The streets were in a bad condition as they were full of mud. The shops were also very dull. Everything he saw was full of dullness, making him sad. But then he saw a delivery man who was about 40 years old and was very cheerful. It seemed to the narrator that he was very friendly with other people. This made him like the delivery man, and he referred him as the only person in the village who made him feel nice. The narrator went up to this cheerful delivery man and told him that he was searching for a man named Oliver Lutkins. The delivery man quickly repeated the name of the person being searched by the clerk. He then told him that he saw Lutkins an hour ago. He also told him that it was not easy to find him as he was always up to something. Then he told him that Lutkins could be found at Fred's shop, where he played a card game known as poker. He also inquired him about the urgency of finding Lutkins. The narrator replied that it was very urgent to find Lutkins as he had to go back to the city by the afternoon train. To this, the delivery man said that he had a horse cart and he would help him in finding Lutkins. He knew all those places where Lutkins spent his free time. The clerk was impressed by the friendly and caring behavior of the delivery man. He says that though he knew that he was trying to earn some money from him, but he accepted his offer because he was a very nice man. It was because of his nice and friendly behavior that he accepted the offer, but he cracked the deal at $2 per hour. Later on, the delivery man brought his horse cart and offered him to sit. The clerk thought of the kindness and the helpful nature of the villagers who helped a stranger and took his problem as his own. The delivery man started a conversation with the clerk and inquired if he had to take back his money from Lutkins. He also told him that Lutkins never paid back his debts. He too had to take back 50 cents from him, which he had won in the poker game. The delivery man regretted being a fool who played with Lutkins. Though he was aware of his nature of non-payment of money, later on he suggested that he need not to come in front of Lutkins because his fancy clothes could make Lutkins doubt him and could give him a chance to run away. So he told him to stay behind him at Fred's shop. As the hack driver was working hard for him, he told him the truth behind his search. He told him that Lutkins was a witness in a very important case, but he was not helping them out by giving them the details. That information of Lutkins could help them in solving the case quickly. The driver heard all this seriously and then hit on the clerk's shoulder and said that they would surprise Lutkins by catching him and fulfilling the clerk's purpose. They start their search for Lutkins now. So on their way, the hack driver introduced himself as Bill or Magnuson and said that his business was called William Magnuson Fancy Carting and Hacking. The clerk replied in a very friendly way that now he and Bill should begin their search mission, but also told him that Lutkins was fond of playing poker and also praised his ability to cheat others. This made the clerk imagine about Bill that had he been a policeman, he would have caught Lutkins in a very respectful manner. Not only this, he would have felt bad to put that man in jail. Bill took the clerk to Fritz's shop and inquired about Oliver Lutkins. He tried to appear natural by saying that his friend had come to meet him. He did this to make Fritz tell the truth about Lutkins. At first, Fritz was confused, but then he said that Lutkins was there a few hours ago, but he left for Gustav's shop where he had gone for a shave. After getting the information, Bill asked Fritz to convey a message to Lutkins that he was looking for him. Next, they went to Gustav's shop. Here also Bill went inside the shop first and the clerk waited for him outside. They had to face the anger of their hairdresser because Lutkins had not paid his $35. But one of the customers told them that he had seen Lutkins in the main street near the hotel. When they were about to climb the hack again, Bill guessed that Lutkins may have gone to Gray's barber shop as his credit limit with Gustav's had ended. But when they reached Gray's shop, they came to know that Lutkins left the place just 5 minutes ago. They decided to visit the pool room. Someone told them that he had left after buying cigarettes, so their attempts to catch him were all in vain. Almost an hour had passed. It was 1 o'clock in the afternoon and the clerk was hungry. But Bill's cheerfulness and his knowledge of the villagers was so delightful for him that he hardly bothered to find Lutkins. The narrator asked Bill about having lunch. He offered to buy lunch for both of them from restaurants. Bill replied that there were only 4 restaurants and none of them were good. He said that he would get food from his wife. Bill also suggested the clerk to buy a food parcel from his wife as he had to pay only $50, which was far less than the price of the restaurant meal, which was oily and non-tasty. He also suggested that they both go up the Wades Hill, which was a nice place to view, while they had their lunch. The narrator says that he knew that Bill was not helping him because of his helping nature, but because he was earning from him. He was getting paid for the 6 hours he spent with the clerk, even the lunch hour during which they were sitting idle on a hilltop. He was comfortable with this because his law firm would bear all his expenses. So he felt it to be dishonesty on his own part. Always he was happy to get the company of such a cheerful persons like Bill. While they were sitting on the hilltop, they saw the beautiful grasslands and the streams flowing through them. For the clerk, they were very beautiful as he was also a villager and did not like the city life much. Bill told him everything about New Mullion. He explained everything and everyone in such a way that he felt like everything had happened in front of his own eyes. Bill told him about the minister's wife who would sing so loudly in the church whenever she was under debt. This means that she prayed to God for her problems. Then there were some college boys who would dress in such a fancy way, and the lawyer's wife who always failed in her attempt to make her husband wear both the collar and the tie on the same day. The narrator says that Bill's knowledge of his village fellows was so good that it made him love the small town of New Mullion. He says that now he knew almost everything about this place, whereas he was not much aware of the city he was living in. Bill knew nothing about colleges and cities, maybe because he never got the chance to visit these places. But he knew everything about the villages and small towns as he had done different types of jobs at these places. He got his ideology of simplicity and cheerful nature as a gift by exploiting these places. He tried to build faith in the narrator that they would surely catch Lutkins. Both of them left the beautiful fields and restarted their search mission. At last, Bill forced one of Lutkin's friends to admit that Lutkin had run away to his mother's house, which was 3 miles away from New Mullion. So both of them prepared to drive to Lutkin's mother in order to find him. Bill told him that he knew Oliver's mother because once he took the delivery of a trunk for her. She treated him very badly as she was angry for not taking proper care of her trunk. He described her physical appearance, that she was 9 feet tall, 4 feet thick, and compared her quickness to that of a cat. He added that Lutkins must have come to know that they were searching for him. That is why he had run to his mother's place in order to hide himself. He also suggested that the narrator should let him deal with the mother, as he doubted that the clerk would not be able to extract the truth from the lady's mouth. When they reached the farmland, they found a heavily built, cheerful old lady. Bill went up to her with guts and introduced himself by saying that he was Bill Magninson, and also told her that he was searching for her son Oliver. To this, the lady replied by shouting that she knew nothing about him. Bill got a bit strict with the lady and said that they had been through tough and confusing things, and then introduced her to the clerk by saying that he was a person appointed by the city court. He also said that they had got the legal right to search her house to find Oliver Lutkins. The clerk was happy, as he was getting due importance from Bill, and even the lady seemed impressed by him. She went into the kitchen and both of them followed her. To their shock, she took out a hot iron from the stove and threatened them to burn. She laughed when they stepped back due to fear. The reaction of the lady was so horrible that Bill murmured to the clerk to leave the place. He agreed that the behavior of the woman was very rude. Yet they managed to search the whole house, including the outhouse and the stable. As it was a single-storied building, they managed to search the whole of it and could not find Lutkins. As the clerk was getting late for his train, therefore Bill took him to the station. Though the narrator was not so worried about finding Lutkins, but his firm was. The people there got very upset on hearing that he was not able to serve the summons. He was insulted by being called shameful and useless. He felt that it was his last day in the office, as his career was about to end. The narrator's chief was very angry with him. He treated him so badly that the clerk felt as if he would murder him. Not only this, he also suggested to him that he was better for the job of tilling a drain or something. He was again sent to New Mullen with a man who had worked with Lutkins. The clerk was feeling bad, not for what happened, but because he would miss the chance to be with Bill. When both the narrator and his new partner reached New Mullen station, they saw Bill on the platform. But to his surprise, Bill was talking and laughing with Lutkins' mother, whom the narrator compared to a tigress for her rude behavior. He then told his partner that it was Bill, a nice man who helped him search for Lutkins. But he was surprised by the answer given by the companion that the man who helped him find Lutkins was none other than Lutkins himself. The thing that pinched the narrator a lot was that both the mother and son were laughing at him when he served Lutkins with the summons. Not only this, they requested him to join them for a coffee at a neighbor's house because they were the only people left in the village who had not seen him yesterday when he was searching for Lutkins, though Lutkins was riding with him in the hack. The story is based on the theme that appearances are often deceptive. The hack driver was Oliver Lutkins himself, but as the narrator had never met him before, he could not recognize him. The hack driver took advantage of the situation and posed himself to the Bill or Magninson. He pretended to find Lutkins for him and took him a ride through the village. The hack driver took him to several places and spent hours with him. But the narrator could never suspect his identity. Rather, he was impressed with him and wanted to start his practice in New Mullen. It was only during the second visit of the narrator when he realized how Lutkins had played a prank on him. He realized that a simple and kind person was a trickster in reality. So dear children, I hope you liked this story. See you in the next video. Thank you.